Hello, I'm George on the road for today's car show that takes us to the beautiful and picturesque New York State Lake George region. The Fort Henry Hotel is the venue with its lakeside views and amazing scenery. Join me for the 34th annual Adirondack Nationals car show right here, right now on Rodder TV.
Hey Bill, how you doing?
How are you, sir?
Like I say, it's wow, beautiful car.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Tell
that.
me a little bit about it.
It's a 1966 Fastback Mustang. I have it dressed as a GT350. Was one of my favorite cars growing up. I always wanted one. Saw Ken Miles drive a car very much like this at Bridgehampton Raceway when I was 12 years old, and I decided I had to have one. This is actually 2006 Viper Red with Wimbledon white stripes on it. I changed the color a little bit. There's just a set of 17-inch torque thrust wheels with a low-profile tire, Wildwood disc brakes all around. It's got an aftermarket suspension from Global West, make it handle a little bit better, even than the original GT350 supposedly. Has a 347 stroker motor in it with AFR headers, the 650 Holley double pumper in it. 5-speed transmission. It runs real nice. Stock, I tried to keep it simple. When Shelby sold these cars, they were very basic. He wanted lightweight, so there's no console in the car, there's no aftermarket air conditioning, no power steering. It's basically it's supposed to be a simplified race car. Keep it simple and light was his Carroll Shelby's philosophy, and that's what he did. 1998, he was still signing autographs in Lime Rock, Connecticut. I had the car up there for an exhibition, and he came by and was gracious enough to sit in the car and sign it.
How you doing, Glenn?
Hey George, how are you?
Good. Another one of your cars on our channel.
Yeah, another one.
Tell us a little about this car.
Well, it's a 1970 Challenger, Panther pink and black with a HEMI, 5.7 HEMI in it. Okay. Yeah, so the car originally was originally Panther pink. It would have a black, this pink section of the hood would be black. And so it's reversed now. We got black and pink, and the whole trunk is black with a black top.
Yep. Very nice.
Okay, the rims and tires are American racing wheels, 17 inches on the front, 18 on the back, a little wider on the back, staggered, stance.
Yep. And tell me a little about the interior.
The interior is pretty much original except for the dash. We got some modern gauges in there and a modern, selector switch for the transmission. But everything else is pretty much original. Got power windows, power top. It's a pretty simple car, not much to it.
Yep. You're up, Glenn. Let's hear it, man. How many speed is this?
5-speed, overdrive.
Runner TV.
I watch you all the time.
Runner TV. There you go. Thank you, brother.
Our guest favorite pick, Joe and Vinny the Mark, Mike Puglisi, 62 Chevy IMPALA.
Oh, but he did not get price.
The Joyce Rochester favorite Corvette awards, Mustang.
Very sweet. No, by the pool.
The Jessica Garley favorite Team Bucket Award, sponsored by Albany Rods and Customs, goes to Hugh Lee, 23 Team Bucket. The tag, 68
Yeah, this is his baby. It's taken him 12 years.
We're killing the environment.
Get your ass baby. He said he doesn't like that. Oh, I thought you said you do it Facebook. Yeah, I have Facebook. On my phone? This isn't what dress
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Dan Mazza. This is my 1972 Pontiac LeMans Sport convertible. I can point out a few things about the car that are not typical to the car. One, it does have a Trans Am shaker hood setup on the car. It is, all the door handles are shaved, all the bumper bolts have been shaved off the car, the indentation for the license plate is gone and plated over. It does have a Pontiac 400 that is fuel injected. It is full roller assembly, and it is a professionally built Pontiac 400 Turbo 400. I've had this car since 1996. Car was put together, completed 2 years ago, and then burned to the ground. No, the car was a pale yellow little car when I bought it in 96. When it burnt, no, it was this. And we had the car somewhat perfected. After the fire, we got to rethink what we had done, and we did some changes. It had a fiberglass ram air hood that mimicked 69 Trans Am. Had that for 10 years, figured it was time now for a change. So we went back to a steel factory hood, had the hood cut, had the shaker fitted to the car, and then we have a good friend of mine, Glenn, who came up with the idea to force the air through the headlight buckets. So there's no more high beams, and you'll see these big two snorkels that come through and feed the air up into a the air breather that was custom built for me.
Give you a little bit more horsepower?
Yeah, the car is probably close to 500 horse. It's not like a carbureted car in that when you hit the throttle, you have a second or two delay to prepare for it. There is no time. There's no throttle delay. You touch the pedal, the car is gone. The interior is the interior as it was from the factory. I reupholstered the interior. I bought the kit to redo all the seats, new carpet, new door panels. Since it doesn't have door locks or handles, the plunger for the lock, I eliminated that ferrule for the plunger. That was taken out. These cars didn't come with tilt steering wheels. A big guy needs tilt steering wheels. So there's a smaller wheel and it's tilt, so it gets up out of my way and I can get in and out of the car. These are all aftermarket gauges by a manufacturer called Speed Hut. The advantage with Speed Hut is you can customize these gauges in so many different ways. The font can be changed, the needle can be changed, even the point that holds the needle, there's options. There's an Indian theme, because Pontiac is an Indian tribe name. The gauges by Speed Hut have embossed on each of the gauges an Indian skull with a full headdress bonnet, which is, you'll see it under the hood later on, but it also carries through to our arms. These are, I think these, if I recall correctly, they're called junkyard dogs. They're a fully polished aluminum wheel. It's staggered. They're 8s in the front, they're 10s in the back. So it's a much wider wheel in the back than it has in the front.
Dan, very nice. Thank you very much for taking the opportunity, taking the time today to talk to us here.
It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure. Great.
Story around the TV.
We will watch.
Great, man. Thank you. Okay, we're here with Barry here with a beautiful 68 HEMI. How you doing, Barry?
Doing great.
Tell us a little bit about this beautiful car.
Well, 68 Charger. I've owned it 49 years. Me and my lovely wife, we built it together. It's a Radiance Candy Apple Blue, Radiance Blue from PPG. Silver based, translucent blue over silver.
Wow.
The paint right now is 20 years old. Did it in 03.
So one of the things we noticed about the paint is the inlands on the edge, on the side.
Yes.
And how you carried it through.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Well, I was just taped off and we used a diamond iridescent, same as the Bumblebee stripe. And what it does, the more coats you put on, the darker it gets. So we'll get the acquired tone, and then that's where we stay, and then you clear coat everything once you're happy with the colors.
Great.
Well, it's basically stock. My wife and I bought Legendary Auto Interiors, which is the replacement pattern and everything. We did it ourselves in the basement of our house, put it all together. It's not rocket science, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Put it all together, and it's just like the day it was made now.
Wow.
Well, it's all 3-inch Flowmaster pipes, dual exhaust, right through, all mandrel bent, no pinches. It's all hooker headers, 2 1/8 inch hooker headers, competition headers, yeah.
Beautiful.
426 HEMI. It's got a small stroker crank in it, so it's a 448 cubic inch. Dynoed at 602. 555 foot-pounds of torque. I have the dyno sheet at home, but yeah, it was a great little engine. Still is, works great.
And she sounds wonderful.
It's got a nice bark to it. Yeah.
Now, how many years, besides the COVID years, how many years have you been coming to the Adirondack?
We came here in 1999, and we've been coming every year since. Well, COVID wouldn't let us across, but it'll be 25 years.
You want to say anything to your Canadian friends?
See you when I get home.
All righty, ready to sign autographs, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much, Brad, for sharing the story with Router TV. Really appreciate it.
Will do.
You.
Can't wait to see it.
Thank you. How you doing?
How you doing? My name is Jim Holmes, and this is my '69 Pontiac Grand Prix. And it's got a unique history that's kind of indigenous right here, because in 2008, when I was attending the Adirondack Nationals, I saw this car on the side of the road for sale, and a gentleman had brought it in, and it's a California car. So I stopped. Actually, my friend says I almost jumped out of the car to get to it. And I guess I did. But I went over and took a look at it, and I said, boy, I really, really like this car, and I would like to buy this car. So I took the guy's number, and I got a hold of him. And we ended up negotiating a deal. And it didn't look like this, though, when I bought it. You know, it was a California car. It was solid. It was straight, but it was kind of run down. And but I bought it. And my buddy who was with me, Bob, his name is Bob Lambiase, and he's been part of this whole project with this car since the beginning. He happened to be a dealer, and so he had some dealer plates with him, so we slapped them on, and I drove the car home to Penfield, New York. So that's the beginning of the story. Bob also is a Pontiac guru, and he ended up working with me to bring the car up to new. So over a period of like 6 or 7 years, I put a new motor in it. The original motor was a 400. I actually sold it to my buddy who's with me today, and he's got it in his GTO. I sourced a 455 block, and then we went in and we had the whole motor built. And the nice things about this motor, it's got everything is absolutely the best. It's got eagle crank, forged eagle crank and rods. It's got SRP pistons. It's got the tri-power, which I got from a guy off a 66 GTO. It looked like it came off the bottom of the Genesee River when I first got it, but you know, my buddy Bob, who's the guru, he built the carbs and put it all together for me. And then when we were building up the motor, we were deciding how we wanted it and what we wanted to do with it. So he's a good friend of Jeff Kaufman, who is really big in Pontiac. Kaufman and Butler are pretty much the two biggest names in Pontiac performance. And so Jeff, we told him we had the tri-power set up, so he offered us a special grind Lunati cam, hydraulic roller cam that he came up with. And he says, I've used this on tri-power setups in the past. He said, they really idle really good with this cam. He says, but they hit like a sledgehammer when you really pound it. And it does, believe me, it does. Except for the seat covers in the front. I replaced the seat covers on the front, but everything else in the car is what it, well, I did replace the rugs too, but the two seat covers and the rugs, but everything else in here, the liner, the dash, everything, door panels, it's all original. It's a turbo 400, 3-speed, which has been built, and we put the B&M shifter in there. So
the aftermarket wood steering wheel.
It was an aftermarket wood steering wheel, yes.
Hi, my name is Mike. You're looking at my 1960 Chevy Parkwood station wagon.
Gorgeous, beautiful. You do all the work yourself?
I did. This is home built. This is a 2011 Camaro Synergy Green with a Chrysler PS2 silver roof. This is billet specialty, 20 by 9.5 all the way around.
Wow, beautiful. Okay, let's talk about the centerpiece. Excuse me. Talk about the centerpiece here, your engine. What you got going on here, man?
That is a Chevy Big Block 468 with an 871 blower shop supercharger, 650 quick fuel carburetors.
Roughly how many horsepower is it been putting out?
763 on a dyno.
How you doing? My name is Matt. This is my 64 Pro Street Impala SS.
So Matt, tell me about it. What color we got here? What is it?
This is a factory sport red with some heavy flake in it to give it a little bit of pop.
Wow.
It's a 468 Chevy, 454, poured out. It's got 2 quick fuel 650 carburetors on it, aluminum heads. It's not really a race car, it's a street car, street driven, never been down the track, never going down the track.
Yep.
It's not the idea of it.
So this is a hard top, right?
Yep, this absolutely, it's a hard top, yep.
Very nice there.
All original body, we just repainted it. We had the motor rebuilt.
Yeah, what kind of wheels are these?
The fronts are riddled, the backs are original Mickey Thompson, I believe, original wheels, back wheels.
Real nice, huh?
Yeah, they were.
Very cool exhaust there.
This car was built in the 80s. We bought it all assembled, but we had to take it completely apart and start over.
Show me the interior. Pop it over.
So the interior is all, we had the leather interior done. We did have that done. We built the console. The console is all hand-formed metal.
Wow, huh?
Yeah.
This is a resto rod, right?
It's they call it a restos.
Yeah.
But yeah, the middle console is all metal. Built English wheel through the top of it, and we put the gauges in. We put the whole gauge cluster in. Had everything painted to match. Yeah.
The seats you upholstered, what they come out of?
Those are factory. Those are factory just reupholstered.
Factory, wow.
Yeah. Some new trim on them, make them look good.
Beautiful.
The trunk was finished as well.
So we have going on back here. Any tricks?
No, not really. We got a couple of Optima batteries. We have some. We have a fuel cell. We have the dimple dies we put together to have the rear. We had to support the rear deck to put the wheels in.
Yep.
So we had to re-support the rear deck to tub it. So we did that. Those are support.
Okay, so the tub goes that deep.
Yeah, the
How much tub is it for these tires?
These those are 22.5 inches wide. Those tires, 21.5 inches something. So the tubs are big. Those are as big as you can get. I don't think you can get any bigger.
going? I'm Billy Van Ostren. Here behind me is my 1935 Ford 5-window deluxe coupe. So with this 35, what really attracted me to it was the simplicity of the vehicle, the body lines, the curvature, what with a nice chop to give it the sleekness.
How many inch chop is on this car, do you know?
It's like 3.5, 3 3/4 inch chop. We decided not to put the rubber on the running board, so again, help with the sleekness. The fender skirts were custom built to fit in there to again help with the body lines and the flow of the car. So the paint is a totally one-off custom colored PPG paint. It's a two-part paint. It's got white pearl, blue pearl, purple, green, and white in it. The appearance actually looks black under an overcast day like this. When the natural sunlight comes out, it actually pops blue. People walk by it and think that it's black, and they do a double take and see that it's actually blue. Powered here, we've got a 59 AB flathead, Offenhauser intake, dual Strombergs, Stromberg E-Fire distributor. Motor work done here locally in New York. The powder coat was done by Capital Region Customs. Shout out to those guys. Bob Klim at Prime Signs did the actual hand painting of the Offenhauser to make sure that that stands out. The interior, the material was supplied by Relicate Leather, right in my hometown of Johnstown, New York. The interior was completed by Logan Benson in Keokuk, Iowa. The dash is actually a 1933 Plymouth gauge cluster. We've got, again, the Tremec 5-speed with a short throw shifter. We've got a hand-lathed, epoxy-filled shift knob, custom shift knob. The artillery bomber seat, lap belts. Really came together nicely.
This is a 1955 Chevy sedan.
Pro Street it.
Pro Street, yes, sir.
Let's hear it, man.
That's exactly how I saw it. The lower end.
Hi, my name's John Beam. This is my 55 Chevy Custom Model 150.
So John, we looked at the car. It just stands out. A lot to be said about it. It's Pro Street it.
Yes.
Got an amazing paint job. Let's talk about the engine first.
It's got a 383 stroker in it, 630 horse, fuel injected. I got a manual 6-speed transmission, double overdrive, all custom suspension with coilovers all the way around. Car rides, drives, and handles like brand new. The front color is actually called Cherry. It's a 3-stage paint. It has a silver base, cherry color over the top. The more coats you put on it, the darker it gets, and then of course clear coated. The color on the back, believe it or not, is black. It's got 1 coat of diamond pearl silver with 3 coats of hot apple candy. The paint is called Hot Hues. The paint job was done by Richard Day. The airbrush trim work was all done by his brother, Dennis Day.
And where are these guys out of?
They're out of Athol, Mass.
Amazing work.
Very much so. I've got a lot of positive feedback on it all day long. People absolutely love the airbrush work, the fact that it's not real trim and it looks like it is from a distance. The interior is all custom as well. The upholstery work was done by a local upholstery shop back where I came from. I built the console, he recovered it. It's all custom built as well. Built-in cup holders, built-in GPS.
How many speed?
Six-speed manual transmission. It's double overdrive. I can take it on the highway and cruise 80 miles an hour if I want to. Power windows. The only thing I don't have is AC, but
the gauge cluster up there, that's not factory.
That's a custom gauge cluster that I built myself probably 20 years ago. One of a kind. All Stewart Warner gauges built into that custom stainless panel that I designed.
Let's talk about the seats here.
The seats are Pro Car racing seats. And all the custom upholstery work, like I said, was done by a guy named Mike Farkas, Spofford Upholstery, back home. It has stainless works exhaust from front to back. It's 3-inch in diameter all the way.
And the muffler?
It's got stainless works turbo mufflers.
Awesome. Let's start her up. Sure.
It's a 1931 Ford panel. They made 834 originally. It was probably another 6 or 8 inches tall originally. The color is called Cyber Green. It's Volkswagen Audi 90s. Yeah, it's a 30s, 40s theme, yep. It's been here a few times, as you can see from the stickers on the window. It's been here 16 years. It's probably 20 years old at this point.
Who does the body work?
I did the body.
Get a body shop?
Yep, I own a restoration company.
Where are you located there?
We are in Saugerties, New York.
How about the interior? It looks pretty basic here, but it's good.
It's a pretty basic interior. The car was built for the children to drive, so it's pretty simple. Overdrive, automatic overdrive.
So back in the day, these panel trucks, what were they being used for?
This was actually an electrician's truck.
Mike, thank you very much for sharing the story with us here on TV.
I appreciate you.
The Adirondack, man. I really appreciate talking to you, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate the show. Thank you.